Morning folks, Caleb Booker here. I wanted to start a new video series that I've been talking about doing for years, and I'm finally getting to it now. And that is about psychic development, how to develop your psychic gifts. You know, how to become a psychic, really, essentially. It's something that's in everybody. And the easiest way to think about it is it's like learning to play the piano. You know, so there's a lot of stuff you need to do before you get any good at it. And for the longest time, you'll be able to do it. You can say, yes, I play piano, but maybe you're not a virtuoso yet, and you work your way up to that level. So that's the idea. I'm going to try and do 3 videos like right now, just sitting here right now, so that I can put them out over the next week, about the first step. So all 3 videos about the first 3 things that you need to know before you start really earnestly training to develop your psychic gifts. This stuff comes first. And if you are currently a practicing psychic, or you use tarot cards or some other divination tool, and you're finding that your progress is a bit stagnated, then this is where you want to go. You know, these 3 tips will help break your stagnation and move you forward. So the first one, got my notes here. So the first one is have a very clear intent. Basically, what we're saying, have a clear intent, have a powerful why. Why are you doing this? Why are you developing your psychic gifts? This is important to your development. I'm saying this clear. You have to be clear about why you're doing it. And it can't be just one of those like, well, basically, you have to be super, super conscious of why you're doing this if you want to progress, if you want to develop. And that means listing all of the reasons why you want to develop your psychic gifts. So if you want the respect of others, that has to go on this list. If you want to be impressive, that has to go on this list. If you want to be entertaining, if you want to make people happy, if you want to be an X-Man and you know, be a supernatural creature, that has to go on this list. If you just feel like it's a calling and you don't understand it, it's a desire you don't get, okay, that's fine. Put that on the list too. But it's important to include not just the reasons that you'd be proud of telling someone, but the reasons you wouldn't be proud of telling someone. Put them all on there. Every single reason you might have. Get it down on a list. This is important. You know, I was working at this stuff for years and sort of got up to a point I wasn't getting any further, was bumping against this barrier. And the day I kind of accepted that one of my big motivations was I wanted to do something impossible. And it was like a thing, that little phrase, I want to do one impossible thing before the day I die. I hope it takes my whole life, I don't care. I just want to do one impossible thing. That stirred me, man. I felt a tug, an emotion. And that's when I knew I found it. You know, I felt that stirring inside when I said that thing. And it's silly. You know, I want to do something impossible. And it's selfish and it's you know, ridiculous. But I felt that, I heard it. And from there, I suddenly started developing by leaps and bounds. As soon as I confessed to myself, so to speak, you know, what my true motivations were, then off I went. And by the way, before the philosophers check in with your everything's possible, walk through a wall then, okay? Just let's save that argument, all right? But the point is that I really wanted to do something impossible, or at least die trying. And that's how sincere I was. So to that extent, you know, if you're a megalomaniac and you want the world to worship you, confess it, because otherwise you're not going to be moving forward. And as soon as you do, things start happening. What's interesting about that original desire I had, by the way, to do this impossible thing is in the years that it followed, I let it go. I found that it was just didn't appeal to me anymore. You know, like, well, I mean, it appeals to a certain extent. It'd be really cool, I guess. But I don't know. It's become kind of a red herring. Like, to me, it doesn't feel real anymore. It doesn't feel like a real motivation. So I just realized this plant is in the thing. Leave it. But, you know, that's okay. You know, now I'm very much motivated by this vision I have of touching people's lives and seeing years of their life transformed into a new direction. For some reason, that really stirs me and moves me now. And that whole impossible thing, I don't know. But the point is, it changes over time. So if your current desire is megalomania, you know, you want everybody in the world to worship you, go with it with an expectation that a few years from now, that'll evaporate and you'll have some other idea. So just be who you are, all right? Don't judge your desires, just know your desires. Things move from there. All right, so that's step 1. Step 2 and 3 are coming in the next couple of videos, and then we'll, after that, dive into some specific technique. But this stuff is fundamental. You cannot skip these 3 steps if you want to get anywhere with psychic work. So these first. See you in the next video, guys. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll be watching. Have a good one.